The question about how peer pressure impacts humanity is an important one for you all to ponder and consider how much this impacts you in your daily life, in your daily mindset. Peer pressure. Who has peer pressure? Who has put peer pressure onto you? And have you placed peer pressure on others? Why? Why does peer pressure get used? For control, manipulation, for agendas that aren't morally always aligned with one's natural state. Peer pressure has been a social construct to manipulate and control you. And you've all experienced peer pressure, and you all are still holding on to the belief systems of what the results of the peer pressure has created for you, those belief systems. You all should have been aware of the event in your Germany where the peer pressure unraveled what you call World War II and essentially the World War I. But we will discuss World War II today with you to give you a greater example of what peer pressure did. The peer pressure dragged innocent people who had their own belief systems, which were not harming anyone, collecting them, degrading them, abusing them, dehumanizing them, and then destroying them. We give you this example today because we know that you're all sitting there thinking, well, come on, how bad is some peer pressure? It could be motivating. And yes, peer pressure can be used for motivation and a little bit of encouragement and a little bit of pushing you in the right direction in some cases. However, we would like to now remind you all of the current situation that humanity is facing the masks, the peer pressure to place masks on self, to hide oneself behind the mask, to hide your truths from each other behind the mask. There is a lot we can link here with the use of the masks. It is dumbing down humanity and you know it. There is no physical reasons why the masks will protect you from a misdemeanor bacterial, what you call virus. You know this. You have heard doctors say this. You know that this is ridiculous to place a mask on your face for protection of something that is fear-based. So, the question was how humanity has been impacted by peer pressure. We have given you two examples, and we understand that you all want to fit in. We understand that you don't want to be standing out on a crowd. Some people love that, of course, but the majority of you who are listening now want to keep their heads down, want to be not ostracized or different in any way. And this is part of you forgetting how amazing you are and how special and important you are. You are all different and special in all ways. And you've forgotten this, and this is part of your human experience. But never, ever, ever, ever hold back your truths, your gut intuition, your feelings, your emotions. Allow them all to come through now. Humanity is going through a tremendous shift, and you're allowed to be human. You're allowed to enjoy the experiences, the full smorgasbord, as we say, of emotions for you to display and feel and explore. Obviously, we don't want you to go to extremes. We want you to feel the emotions, but we don't want you to act out on the negative emotions that may impact on others. Be responsible with your emotions. Be responsible with your reactions. We want you to go within. We want you to ponder your belief systems and how you may be limiting your lives because of the peer pressure that has been placed onto you. Share your truths with yourself. Be honest with yourselves. You no longer need to tell yourself about the peer pressure and how to limit yourself because of the peer pressure that has been told upon you. You don't need to believe that for yourself. You may want to pretend that you are following the orders and the current statuses and keeping status quo amongst your friends and family so you don't buckle the waves. We understand that, but don't lie to yourself about the peer pressures and the nonsenses that you have been told. Talk to yourself. Make sure you're not following blindly in any way. We understand that it is easy, but also please understand it is not doing you any benefits. And you may feel like we are telling you off, and we are not. We are merely pointing out some routine behaviors that are so ingrained in you, you haven't stopped and thought about this. And this is why this question has been pondered and placed to us today. We merely want to give you this wisdom, give you this little thought, little food for thought, shall we say. Peer pressure, when placed in positive scenarios, can be good. But please be mindful of all the places and all the times and all the scenarios peer pressure has been placed on you and you have followed. There is not much time now to continue on that path. Make your own path. We say this with love. Dolores Cannon would like to say welcome to September 2020. What a marvelous month you're going to have indeed. And all of the people who have controlled their emotions, released all of their hidden issues, shall we say, you are going to have a smoother month than most. When you have got control of your emotions, you're not going to flip-flop, you're not going to waver, you're going to feel, you're going to think, but you're not going to react. And that is the most important thing. Feeling and exploring the experiences of the emotions, but not letting it waver you in any way. And that's powerful. You are powerful. We don't want you to forget that. It is so close. It is so close, and we're working hard to help all who are still stuck. And we hope that you understand how peer pressure, while it seems to be the topic of the day, is one that still is keeping a lot of people stuck. So we want you to deeply consider how you can unstuck yourself with some of the peer pressure that you have placed upon yourself and others have placed upon yourselves. We are so excited for you for this month because this will be a big test for you to see how your emotions and your understanding and your common sense of all that is going on will be into practice. A lot of you know all that's going on, but yet emotionally and physically in your own worlds, you haven't been tested to see if you can waver the emotional waves. Be strong. Do not fear. Enjoy. enjoy it, because you know the bigger picture and you know the bigger purpose is here. Don't be tempted to go into the victim mentality or the hopelessness or the dramas of things. It will not serve you, and you will all be tempted to do it at some level. Of course, you all have free will, but we're trying to help you as much as we can to guide you lovingly through. We will say all of this to you and you will all understand it. And then when you put it into place, you will have that greater experience too. We say this with much love. Athena comes in and she's looking at all her warriors, all the people who have worshipped her in past, who are now in this earth, in these lives. They are heroes and warriors within themselves. They've all come here for a purpose, to be strengthened lighthouses. They are the people that you'll notice on social media in your daily lives, who are the cheerleaders, who say it as it is, but also have hope and inspiration and humor and lightheartedness and also good morals. Those are the people. Those are the people who are my team, who are my tribe. And I want you to support them when you see them. I want you to encourage them for not bowing down to peer pressure and doing their own path. It is so hard to be on your own path, to share your own truths, to help humanity. And that is what they're doing. They are trying to love you and guide you and support you to have a greater understanding of what is happening. And you can start showing your gratitude and your acknowledgement of how hard it must be for them to shine their light and to move forward and make pathways to not bow down to social pressure, to not bow down to injustices, to feel humanity's pain and still love humanity. I'm speaking to some who are here, who are those lighthouses. And I say, I see you. And I just adore you for being this role models for these people now. Because we understand most can be very scared of what is happening. There is nothing to be afraid of. And there's everything to get excited about. Trust your inner truths. Support each other. Support each other. You are so much stronger together than apart.